Okay, it's all you.
I see you. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so very much, Brandon, for your help and support last week and getting me started here tonight. Very, very grateful for everyone and for the uh, um, perspectives and observations you're going to share tonight. Carol and Cole, Diane, Emily, Holly, Janelle, Kalani, Marcy, and Miriam, thanks so much for coming tonight and participating with us. It's great to see your faces and be able to connect with you. Please, it's like you've got your microphones muted. That's wonderful. That's how we need to do it. Just keep any background noise out. But if you have a question, please unmute that microphone and stop me from wherever I am to get your questions answered. What I'd like to do is start with the presentation. I am at home today. I would rather be over at work, but the snow is just coming down too hard here in Cedar, and I was just anxious to maybe not even be able to get home tonight. So I wanted to get home before the snow got too deep, too in and too deep. Just wanted to touch base, do a reality check for last week's activity. Thanks so very much for your hard assignments. You have wrapped your mind around those very, very well. And I'm very, very appreciative of the work that you crafted and created with those. And I think those will be powerful tools for you to engage your learners in your own settings and situations. And with your discussions on online tools, I was very impressed with those, very tickled to be able to see the connections that you're making to one another, to the content. And I think that was wonderful. Wanted to pause here for just a moment and ask any questions, any concerns with the work or effort or anything at all that I'd be able to help you out with on that. I am not hearing any microphone, so please don't hesitate to reach out to your teacher to get those questions answered that you may have. I'm thankful for it. Please come right ahead.
Looking forward a couple of weeks to the peer review of the online portfolio.
Absolutely.
How complete do you expect those to be at that point?
Well, they're in a couple of weeks. We're going to be to week 8, week 9. They're going to be due week 12. Give me just a moment, please, to just go to assignments and come into those. You need to have something more than what you started with 5 or 6 weeks ago in regards to just a skeleton in your work. And so I'd sure like to see a component or two at least completed with those, and that is coming up in week 8, really our next week here, our peer review of that final portfolio project. And so as you click on that, we don't want to surprise you. I'm grateful for the question, because I wanted to be able to make sure that you weren't surprised next week as you come into that. So as you click on this link within the assignment to peer review, please.
You're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not. Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. Keep me on the straight and narrow here, would you please? Give me just a moment to just get in and do that. There it is. Good. It had one more little link. WebEx is changing a little bit. Any better there, Brandon? Oh, it's connecting still. Just a little bit slow, guys. Give me just a moment, please. And
it's slowly coming on.
Thank you so very much. I'm sorry. I should be over work, but I wanted to get home tonight before the snowstorm. So with your peer review, please reach out through this tool here. If it will come up, hopefully it will come up here pretty soon. But make sure that next week you do have the opportunity to at least portfolios that you can review. Please make sure that you go in and give a review to one of your peers. Again, be gentle and kind with one another. Realize that everything may not be there, but we would sure like to see something. And as far as a review, if there's nothing there but the skeleton, it's not going to give people enough. It's not going to give you enough opportunity to get feedback from others. Did that kind of answer the question?
Yes, it did. Thank you. It tells me you're not looking for it to be
Wonderful.
complete, just enough there to react to.
To react to give some feedback, some suggestions, some ideas.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. And then let's see. Let's go back. Thank you so much for asking. Let's go back to this week we talked about in our discussion board online tools. And so just wanted to pose a question to you and have you respond here. Give me just a moment. Let me come in here. And yep, we are still sharing our screen. So with the discussions that you had in regards to the use of online tools, what I'd like you to do is to go to polev.com/Tony on your computer and open another browser window if you would. And then I'd like you to just answer your question, a short phrase, a short sentence, how you can use the online tools that you've talked about, discussed. What are some ways that you can help extend your learners' day by using some of these online tools? This kind of goes back. Let me come out to my Poll Everywhere link. It should be open. I'd love to see some results here and be able to address some of those. I see the use of online tools as a way to extend your day, my learners, to be able to say, yes, you've got contractual obligations, you've got family obligations, you've got community obligations, all kinds of things that you need to do. But you can continue your lifelong learning by using these tools to be able to asynchronously connect with your teacher, connect with your peers, connect with the content. Students can continue working on fun math projects at home. Absolutely. Flip lessons. We're going to be talking about that today. Thank you so very much. I can have the students look at different items at home to preview topics for the next day and prepare, and maybe their parents or older brothers and sisters or friends and neighbors to help them out with that. Assign videos of next day's lessons on a web page. Absolutely. Better than watching TV. They watch some of those the videos that you assign or share. Love the online discussion can continue outside of class time. Absolutely, we're discussing and sharing ideas right now through the discussion boards. We can share as well. Google Classroom can be assessed at home and assigned an earpod. Wonderful, wonderful ideas. I just wanted to give you a chance to participate and connect with some of the ideas that we talked about last week in regards to online learning, helping us to really extend that day and extend learning. It kind of goes back while this presentation is reloading here. Give me just a second. Let me see if I can get it. Here we go. This goes back to essential school research, late 1990s. That time on task is the biggest identifier of how much learning is going to take place, how much time you keep your learners on task. And by extending school day through these tools, your students are going to be much better served. And thanks for your patience. It's coming, guys. Oh, I'm not going to do like I did one student's assembly and say, good joke. This cute little second grader came up and said, three guys walked into a bar. No, that's not what we want. Give me just a second. Hopefully this will come up here. Oh, my goodness gracious. Thank you for your patience. Oh, come on. All right, let me stop sharing for just a moment. There we go. Wow, as soon as I stop sharing, then yes, there it decides to go. Let me see if Hope Springs Eternal here, if I can get any closer maybe to my wireless in our home, and if that will help at all. Okay, give me just a moment here, and let me just stop my video for just a moment. Well, let me. Brandon, are you still there? Might be kicked out completely.
You know, we're still here, Tony.
Hey, I apologize, guys. Thank you so very much for your patience with this. I give me a moment here. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer to my wireless. Hold on, guys. Maybe that, I don't know that will help, but I'm going to give it a try. Hang in there. Don't go away.
While we're waiting for Tony to that.
Thank you, Carol. Go right ahead.
So there was a question in the chat room. Are we starting the final project today or by next Thursday? So when you're thinking through your technology integration project, you have to do 4 weeks worth of implementation. So you would want to start that this week. So possibly today, just so that you have the 4 weeks to be able to do it, so that on week 11, when that project is due, you have time to pull your student samples together and put that all together and turn it in by week 11. So that's on the technology integration project. And then we already just talked about your digital portfolio. Just remember to be adding in your assignments that you've already completed so that you have some things in there. It may not be complete, but you have some things in there so that during week 8 you can do your peer review. So just a clarification there.
Beautiful, Carol. Absolutely. Brandon, did you want to contribute something to that? I shut you off. I apologize.
Nope, I'm good.
Wonderful. I apologize. I thought I heard you say something. So in regards to this week's readings, I'm going to kind of skim over the top of this. You've got access to these links through the calendar invite. You've got access to this presentation. But I'll give you some links on distance education and flipping learning, which we will be talking about and discussing as a part of our activities and discussion this week. I did share a couple, this Utah Futures link and Utah's Talent link, or a couple of materials that were shared from the Utah State School Board with higher education regarding kind of the direction that we're going in regards to competency-based education and within the state of Utah. Last week I was able to get to St. George in regards to the administrative program that's kind of what I do in the day. It's the administrative program, and it's looking like the state is really trying to get more competency-based approaches to be presented to teachers and in schools. And so please take a look at those links. Again, if you're learners, if you need some extra help there, please reach out to me and Carol and Brandon's learners. Please reach out to them. In regards to this week 7 assignment, we're asking you to look at flipping your classes and some ways that you may be able to flip your classes. I've provided, again, I don't want to try to go to all of these links. It's not going to be very fast, but please, these will provide you some opportunities to be able to understand what flipping classrooms means. I think in part you're really participating in that now through these activities, in looking at resources, again, asynchronously on your time when it fits into your schedule, and then have conversations as we do in class here about topics that you have questions or concerns over. With our week 7 discussion, some do not really equate learning online with learning face-to-face, and so I look forward to your conversations that you address and move forward with in regards to the differences between learning online and learning face-to-face, or having conversations in regards to those. And then with our upcoming activities for this week, we talked a little bit already about the technology integration project. Carol did a great job identifying that. You do have to have a 4-week implementation plan. So I think most of the learners in my section have connected with me and have got that going. If this sounds strange or you haven't heard about this before, please reach out to your instructor to make sure that you are going to be able to complete that technology integration project. I do have a student or two who still is a little bit confused about this. If that's you, please reach out to me. You've got my cell phone and email. I would love to be able to connect with you on this. Make sure that you get that. And then Carol did a great job with the online portfolio that we do want to have, or the question did come up earlier. Tony, we need to provide some feedback on that. Provide feedback on what people do prepare, but we want you to give some feedback, have the opportunity to see what others are doing in regards to that. And then for this evening's activities, as far as the elements, before we get into the presentation for the elements, 21 through 24, all of these learners have sent me their presentations. I think I saw Tina here a few minutes ago, and so I'm going to kind of go through these element by element and go ahead and try to play those. If it is uncomfortable or it's lagging too much, please don't hesitate, or please let me know so that you can watch these, again, on your own, in your own setting, in your own situation, to be able to make those happen if the connection is particularly bad here. I did want to say there are some who still do not have a presentation time. If you would please reach out to your instructor regarding a presentation time that you could do this. Some have signed up for a presentation before elements 21 through 24. And how I'm going to handle that, if you're in my class, is I'm going to ask you to set that one aside and look to the future, these next few weeks that we have to finish these up. And through finishing these up, you will have to reach out to those who already maybe have scheduled a particular topic, and please invite yourself to be a part of their team, a part of their group, to make sure that you get an opportunity to present. Is that confusing enough, or any questions or concerns regarding presentations, online portfolio, or technology integration project? Hearing none, Nicole, Jen Lynn, are either of you here tonight? Hearing no one check in, let me click on this link and see if I can get it to open for us tonight. And I will turn up the volume so you can hear. And we'll see again if it's lagging too much. We'll just ask you what's under time a little bit later. Let's give it a try and see how it goes. Yeah, I think this is not the way to do this. So just a moment here and come back to our presentations. What I'm going to ask you to do, the connection is just not good enough here. Jenilyn, and for all of you, if you'd take a look at Jenilyn and Nicole's materials for their organizing cognitively complex tasks. Tina, are you here tonight?
I am here if I can figure out the microphone.
You figured it out. I am proud of you. Good job. Tina, I know Talia was going to share her, or has her link here to share. Were you combined with her, or did you have something that you wanted to present face-to-face tonight?
We are combined. I can present face-to-face.
Well, you know, give me just a second. Let me stop sharing, okay? And maybe your presentation is going to be a lot faster, or connection is going to be a lot faster than mine. Give me just a moment here to stop sharing. Then if you will look on the bottom of your screen, let's see if this will, if you'll look on the bottom of your screen, there should be an icon with an arrow pointing up. That will allow you to share your screen. And if you want to play your presentation, I think that would be great.
Okay, can you see my presentation?
Beautifully, engaging students in cognitively complex tasks.
I'm afraid I'm going to talk. I did not record anything.
Then go ahead and just talk over your slides. I think that would be wonderful.
Okay, element 22, engaging students in cognitively complex tasks. This is one of my favorite areas of instruction. I love doing this. If I can work my PowerPoint.
And move forward for a second. There we go.
Okay, it has a little bit of a lag. So there's 5 specific types of cognitively complex tasks talked about in the book. We have the experiential inquiry tasks, the problem-solving tasks, the decision-making tasks, and the investigation tasks. So we'll look at it one at a time. So number 1, experiential inquiry. This works really well in a math classroom. This teaches students to make predictions based on observations, design experiments, they test their predictions, and examine their results. So the guided questions are, what is my prediction? How will I test my prediction? What do I expect to observe if my prediction is correct? Did my prediction come true? And what have I learned? Integration of technology on this. You can use IWB software, the interactive whiteboards, online word processing, online slides, bunch of stuff from Google Drive. If you have access to do it, Visual Basic for applications in high school is a ton of fun. It allows the kids to actually use Visual Basic code in Word documents or PowerPoint documents. Use online search tools to enhance the process. We have our bookmarking tools. You will have class websites. Survey tools, social media is always good. And digital audio software. You could use something like Audacity. If you have a Mac, I really like the Mac built-ins better. The second one is problem-solving tasks. And in this one, students use knowledge in situations that are restricted by obstacles or constraints. Our guided questions. What is the goal? What obstacles will make it challenging to accomplish this goal? How might I overcome these obstacles? What solution do I predict will work best and why? And then what actually happened? And was my original prediction correct? Integration of technology on this one. Students can search the internet for background information, search engines. Utah Online Library is great because you have all the databases there. Students can share progress and assess other solutions. Again, the class website, Google Drive, anything that allows them to collaborate. Students catalog and annotate online resources. So our bookmarking tools or Noodle tools. Decision-making tasks. This teaches students how to choose an option that seems equally valid by setting criteria to evaluate all options. Students can use a decision matrix to simplify the process. So this is a sample for the book. It's a really good skill for kids to do. What if all answers are good? Which one is the best? Integration of technology. Again, some of the other stuff we've looked at. Oh, I forgot to mention our, my mind is going blank. Hyperlink docs is great for a bunch of this. Students can use clicker or polling software to contribute to the class decision matrices. And the last one, the investigation tasks. This teaches students to test hypotheses about past, present, and future events. Marzano outlined 3 types of investigation. Historical, things that happened during the historical period. Definitional, involves identifying the defining characteristics of a person, place, event, thing, etc. And projective answers hypothetical questions about the future. Integration of technology. We just use the internet for about everything, it seems like. Here's some suggested websites. EBSCOhost and Utah Online Library is very helpful. Bookmarking tools again. And organizing resources, definitely like Noodle tools for that one. And then students share information and participate in group discussions and contribute to other investigations. You can use our good friend Google Drive there. And the best thing about this, they're projects. They're fun, the kids are engaged, they learn, and they really make progress in their learning. And that is the end of my presentation.
Tina, thank you so very much. I really appreciated how those components, I could see how those were absolutely applicable and doable within a classroom to help learners to be able to be ready for their future, to be able to help give them solutions to problems that they will come upon at some point. Thank you so much, Tina. Do we have Rachel or Kelly here this evening? If we don't have either, would you please make sure that you take a look at what they've crafted within Element 23. And then how about Katie or Holly? I think I saw Holly a little earlier. maybe not. Maybe I was just hopeful. But please take a look at their presentation about noticing when students are not engaged. It's so important to be able to focus on what can be done if they are just not connecting. Next week, again, want to just remind those of you, Courtney and Janelle will be addressing element 25, academic games. Jesse and Ruben will be addressing managing response rates. And Lisa and Melanie will be addressing using physical movement. And then Nancy and Annalie will be addressing maintaining a lively place. Again, this is a perfect time. If you have not been able to select an element presentation, please reach out to one of these companionships and see if you can nudge in and help become a trio instead of a duo. And then for the future as well, give me just a second. Let me come back to our UEN site or our class site. If you'll go to home, the home on that page, and if you will come down to here is it just as it loads. If you'll come down to the
Tony, you're not sharing your screen still.
Oh, thank you so very much. Give me just 1 second and let me share that. If you will come down to here it comes. It's coming slowly. It's trying to connect, Brandon. If you come down on our front page to the sign up for an element here in the end of the second paragraph, if you'll click on that link, you'll be able to see a couple of weeks ahead. Those that are preparing for next week may have already made their presentations. Some of those that made their presentations tonight or that you'll watch tonight or at a later time, I got those in quite early this week. So I just wanted to, if they've already got their presentation completed, it may be uncomfortable to be able to reach out to them and see if they can fit you into their partnership. And so you'll use this link to be able to go to that. Let me stop there and come back to just our class. Questions, concerns for me tonight. How can I help address any of those? Carol, you're very good in reading our notes over here. I've been so focused in other areas, I haven't really paid attention to the chat. Any other chat questions that we have?
We didn't have any other chat questions that went out to everybody, so I think we're good in the chat.
That's wonderful. Holly, did I hear you a moment ago? Were you still out there speaking?
Yes, can you hear me?
Beautifully, Holly. With your presentation, is it something you want to talk about here, or is it something that you just want to know?
Audio. It's audio. It's a PowerPoint presentation, but it has audio.
Wonderful.
So I'm just driving to piano as I'm listening in, driving to piano.
Do not try to present while you are driving to piano, please, okay?
But I'm listening. I'm listening while I'm driving, but if you just press play, then the audio will play on Start Slideshow.
And what I'm going to do is invite our learners to go ahead and do that at a later point.
Okay.
Because if I do it here, our connection is so weak that I won't be doing it from home in the future. I'll be doing it over at the college.
Okay.
Holly, thanks so much. Be safe, okay?
Okay.
Any other questions out there that I can help with this evening? I just want to say thank you for your patience with me tonight, and I'm learned my lesson, and we'll see you next week from SUU. Have a good evening, and I think, Carol, are you presenting next week?
Yes, I am presenting next week, so.
That sounds great, and we'll see you then. Thank you, one and all. Have a good evening.